Imagine a land where the sun never truly sets, where glaciers and volcanoes share the same horizon, and ancient legends live side by side with cutting-edge science. Welcome to Iceland, a place of stark contrast, breathtaking beauty, and rich, mysterious culture. Nestled on the edge of the Arctic Circle, this island nation offers travelers a world unlike any other, from midnight hikes under endless daylight to soothing hot springs where strangers become friends. With a population steeped in Viking heritage yet fiercely modern in spirit, Iceland invites you to explore not just its wild landscapes, but also the stories, traditions, and innovations that shape its soul. This travel documentary will take you beyond the surface of snow and fire, revealing the magic in everyday life. From quirky festivals and ancient folklore to groundbreaking science and bold culinary traditions. Whether you're drawn by the haunting black sand beaches, the warmth of communal hot tubs, or the mysteries of an elf protection agency, Iceland promises an unforgettable. So get ready to be amazed, inspired, and maybe even a little enchanted. Where in the world are you joining us from? What's the most surprising thing you've discovered about a place you've never been? Share your thoughts as we dive into the land where nature, myth, and humanity dance in perfect harmony. This travel documentary is just the beginning of your journey. Fact 15: the land where the sun never sleeps. Iceland, just the name itself, conjures images of a rugged, mystical land where nature plays with fire and ice in an eternal dance. Perched right on the edge of the Arctic Circle, isolated amid the vast North Atlantic, this island nation stretches just beyond the size of Hawaii, but packs a breathtaking punch. Imagine volcanic craters smoldering with raw power, glaciers so vast they swallow horizons, and black sand beaches that look as if they were crafted by ancient giants. This travel documentary dives deep into these wild, breathtaking landscapes and the resilient spirit that flows through Iceland's veins. Summers here are a refreshing break from the ordinary, with cool breezes that feel like nature's own air conditioning, but the real magic is the endless daylight. Picture yourself hiking at midnight, the sky so bright it tricks your mind and stokes your adventure fire. With only around 400,000 hardy souls, mostly descended from Vikings, their fierce Nordic eyes seem to whisper thousand-year-old secrets. The language? Icelandic, one of the oldest on Earth, but don't worry, English flows easily, making your journey immersive yet accessible. This travel documentary will make you crave the blend of ancient mystery and modern wonder. So where are you watching from? What secrets does your homeland hold? Share below. Fact 14: the world's most beautiful beach without sunshine. When you think beach, you probably picture golden sand, blue skies, and warm sun. But Iceland shatters that cliche with its hauntingly beautiful black sand shores. Journey about 2.5 hours from Reykjavik through dreamlike terrain of ancient lava fields and snow-capped peaks, and suddenly you'll find yourself standing before basalt columns that shoot skyward like the ramparts of a giant's fortress. The crashing waves pound the shore with raw, relentless energy, a wild symphony that echoes Iceland's untamed soul. No fences, no crowds, just the purest expression of freedom and raw nature. This travel documentary captures how this landscape mirrors the Icelandic spirit: fierce independence, deep respect for privacy, and a love of solitude that's almost sacred. It's a place where you can lose yourself and yet feel profoundly alive. Imagine walking barefoot on volcanic sand that holds stories millions of years old. Could you brave the cold touch of earth shaped by fire? What feelings would stir inside you as you stood in this wild cathedral of nature? Share your thoughts below. Fact 13: home to the Norse goddesses. Wander through Reykjavik's bustling streets and you'll be struck by the presence of women whose beauty is both striking and timeless. Skin as luminous as moonlight, eyes that pierce like icicles, and an air of quiet strength that commands attention without a word. But Icelandic women are far more than their ethereal looks. They are fiercely independent warriors of modern life, leading businesses, scaling mountains, writing powerful stories, and raising families on their own fearless terms. Dating here is refreshingly straightforward. No games, just honesty. And with a population so small, they've crafted a clever app to avoid romantic mishaps with relatives. This travel documentary dives into the fascinating blend of tradition and bold progress that shapes their love lives and identities. If you want to learn the secrets of starting a conversation with an Icelandic woman, or how dating apps really work in this wild north, drop an 8 in the comments. What qualities do you think make a woman truly unforgettable? Beyond just looks, how would you approach love in a place where history and modernity collide so beautifully? Fact 12. The heartwarming culture of hot tubs. In a land where winters can bite with fierce cold, Icelanders have found warmth in one of the world's most inviting traditions, steaming hot tubs that bubble with life and laughter. Picture this: snow falling gently around you, steam swirling in the cold air, and locals, from rugged farmers to soft-spoken teachers, even the president himself, relaxing side by side like lifelong friends. These geothermal pools aren't just places to soak. They're social sanctuaries where barriers melt away, stories unfold, and strangers become companions. Some zones offer peaceful reflection, others buzz with the energy of good-natured chatter and laughter. This travel documentary reveals how these hot springs embody Iceland's soul, where warmth is as much about connection as temperature. Slipping into those glowing waters, you feel your worries dissolve, replaced by a profound sense of belonging. When you visit, don't just take pictures. Immerse yourself fully. Let the water wash over you and open your heart to the stories whispered in the steam. What unexpected connections might you make in a place like this? How do you think shared moments of warmth shape a community's spirit? Disappearing into nature to rediscover yourself. In Iceland, a cherished tradition invites locals to escape the hustle and noise of modern life by retreating into small, rustic cabins nestled deep in untouched wilderness. These off-grid wooden hideaways, powered by the gentle forces of wind and natural springs, offer a sanctuary where technology fades away and the rhythms of nature take over. Some Icelanders choose to live in these tranquil refuges year-round, embracing simplicity, silence, and the raw beauty of snowy forests, whispering streams, and endless skies. This travel documentary explores how this practice isn't just a trend, it's a spiritual journey and a vital part of Icelandic identity. Imagine trading the relentless rush of city life for moments steeped in peaceful solitude and self-reflection. Would you dare unplug completely and rediscover yourself surrounded by nature's grandeur? What might you learn about yourself when the world's distractions fall away? Back 10. Iceland's groundbreaking gene bank. While giants like the US and Japan lead in biotechnology, Iceland quietly pioneers one of the world's most ambitious genetic projects, boasting the largest gene database relative to its population size. Nearly 2/3 of Icelanders have willingly donated their DNA to decode genetics, fueling research aimed at unraveling hereditary diseases and tracing ancient ancestry. This bold initiative treats DNA not as a private secret, but as a shared treasure to safeguard future generations. This travel documentary highlights how a small nation's vision is reshaping medical science and cultural heritage alike. The power of this project lies not just in curing diseases, but in connecting people with their roots and potential futures. Have you ever wondered what your DNA might reveal about your past or your health? How might understanding your genetic story change your life's path or decisions? Fact 9. The living Viking village. In the rugged northern reaches of Iceland, history lives and breathes in a recreated Viking village where visitors step fully into the world of Norse warriors. Here, every detail from chopping firewood to forging iron tools, from baking bread in ancient stone ovens to donning authentic leather armor, immerses you in a saga of strength, honor, and survival. It's no theme park gimmick, but a vibrant cultural experience that revives centuries-old traditions. During lively festivals, you can even join mock battles, feeling the rush of ancient warrior spirit flood your veins. This travel documentary plunges viewers into this fierce and raw journey through time. Could you embrace the demanding life of a Viking for a day? What legends and lessons might you carry home from such a bold adventure? Fact 8. Reykjavik's gentle rhythm. When rare rays of sunlight pierce Reykjavik's chilly skies, the city awakens with a gentle, inviting energy. Mothers stroll with babies in cozy wraps, children pedal freely on quiet streets, and cafes buzz with the warm hum of conversation and freshly brewed coffee. Despite the harsh climate, Icelanders embrace nature wholeheartedly, soaking in steamy hot springs, whale watching in pristine bays, and wandering rugged coastal paths. But when darkness falls, the city pulses with a vibrant nightlife. From rooftop bars overlooking snowy rooftops to underground clubs where karaoke sessions melt the cold and unite hearts. This travel documentary reveals the surprising duality of Reykjavik. Peaceful by day, electrifying by night. Have you ever been to a city where calm and excitement live side by side? What would your ideal night out look like in a place like this? Fact 7. Surreal landscapes that feel alien. Iceland's wild terrain looks like it belongs on another planet. Ethereal ice caves shimmer with ghostly blue light, volcanic fields blaze with ever-shifting colors, and glaciers stretch into horizons that seem infinite. This travel documentary captures the otherworldly magic that makes visitors feel both humbled and awestruck, reminding us how small and fragile we are amid Earth's grandeur. Hiking these landscapes feels like stepping into a living dream where every rock and ripple tells a story millions of years old. Would you explore places that seem too extraordinary to be real? What corners of the natural world have taken your breath away and stirred your soul? Fact 6. The Elf Protection Agency, a real-life fairy tale. In Iceland, the belief in elves and hidden folk is woven deeply into the fabric of daily life, so much so that a major highway project was rerouted to protect an elf habitat. Led by an elf language translator, the Elf Protection Agency safeguards these mystical beings and preserves ancient folklore alongside cutting-edge science. This travel documentary unveils how Iceland balances high-tech innovation with profound spiritual respect, creating a culture where myth and modernity coexist in harmony. Here, belief isn't superstition but a living connection to nature and tradition. What does it say about a society that honors invisible worlds alongside real-world progress? Would you want to live somewhere where magic quietly lingers in the everyday? Fact 5. A land without ants or mosquitoes. Imagine stepping into nature's embrace without the usual annoyances of buzzing mosquitoes or crawling ants. Iceland offers this rare, peaceful experience thanks to its extreme climate. The cold temperatures, volcanic soil, and rapid shifts between freezing and thawing interrupt insect life cycles, making it impossible for mosquitoes and ants to thrive. For locals, this means summers filled with serene, uninterrupted evenings and nights free from itchy bites. It's a kind of natural tranquility that visitors quickly learn to cherish. This travel documentary explores how Iceland's harsh yet beautiful environment gifts its people with a unique connection to nature, one unspoiled by tiny nuisances. Walking beneath the midnight sun or hearing nothing but the wind and distant waves, you feel a calmness that's hard to find anywhere else. Can you imagine how differently you'd experience hiking, camping, or simply sitting outdoors if insects were absent? What small details in the natural world bring you the most comfort and peace? How do these moments shape your love for the outdoors? This travel documentary invites you to reflect on nature's quiet magic and how it colors your own connection to the wild. Fact 4. Alcohol's special place. In Iceland, alcohol sales aren't just business. They're carefully managed to reflect a culture that values responsibility and mindful consumption. Unlike the US or UK, where booze is often available anytime, anywhere, Iceland channels all alcohol sales through state-run Vinbuden stores with strict opening hours. This system isn't about control for control's sake. It represents a thoughtful social contract where drinking is respected as a meaningful act rather than an impulsive one. This travel documentary uncovers how these policies promote healthier communities, reduce harmful abuse, and foster a culture of moderation and respect. The limited access encourages people to savor their drinks, cherish social moments, and connect more deeply with friends and family. It may feel different or even inconvenient for visitors at first, but locals see it as part of their cultural fabric, an expression of calm self-discipline woven into everyday life. How do you think limiting alcohol availability impacts social bonds and public health? Would adopting a more mindful approach to drinking change your own habits? How might such policies influence a nation's overall well-being? This travel documentary invites you to consider the deeper social meanings behind simple acts like raising a glass. Fact 3. Iceland's vibrant, quirky festivals. Beneath Iceland's snowy, serene surface beat the lively heart of its unique festivals, where ancient traditions and modern creativity collide in joyous celebration. From the magical parades of people dressed in medieval costumes to the electrifying winter music festival known as Iceland Airwaves, the island bursts with cultural energy year-round. Concerts don't just happen in traditional venues, they erupt in cozy cafes, abandoned warehouses, and even barbershops, making the environment itself part of the art. One of the most beloved celebrations is Beer Day, marking the end of a 74-year prohibition with streets filled with laughter, music, and overflowing glasses. This travel documentary dives into how these distinctive festivals aren't just parties. They're vital expressions of Iceland's resilient spirit, cultural pride, and love of life. Experiencing them, you see a community that honors its past while embracing innovation and joy. What festival here captures your imagination the most? How do celebrations in your culture connect people and nurture identity? How might joining a festival in Iceland change the way you see the world? This travel documentary invites you to explore the transformative power of gathering and shared joy. Fact 2. Cost of living surprisingly reasonable. While many expect Iceland to be prohibitively expensive, the reality reveals a fascinating balance between high quality of life and sustainable living. Thanks to its abundant geothermal and hydroelectric energy, Iceland enjoys incredibly low utility costs, clean air, and pristine water, all contributing to a healthier lifestyle at reasonable expenses. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Reykjavik averages about $1,200, 0 cents per month, and groceries, transportation, and leisure remain affordable compared to many global capitals. This travel documentary explores how Iceland manages to weave modern comfort with deep respect for nature and sustainability. It shows how a society can thrive without compromising the environment or its people's well-being. For travelers and potential residents, this offers a powerful lesson on valuing quality over quantity and finding richness in simplicity. Would you be willing to pay more for a cleaner, safer, and greener lifestyle? What key factors influence your idea of an ideal place to live? How do you balance comfort and environmental responsibility in your own life? This travel documentary invites you to imagine what living in harmony with nature truly means. Fact 1. Iceland's fascinating cuisine. Iceland's cuisine is a journey through history, survival, and cultural identity, served plate by plate. Iconic dishes like skyr, a creamy yogurt with roots tracing back over 1,000 years, bring a smooth, tangy comfort to any meal. Hearty lamb soups offer warmth against the island's cold winds, while fresh seafood, grilled, steamed, or lightly fried, celebrates the ocean's bounty with pure, natural flavor. But Iceland's food story also holds surprises. Once a traditional dish was a national treasure, but later banned due to ethical and cultural shifts, reflecting the evolving identity of this remote island. This travel documentary invites viewers to taste not just flavors, but the stories embedded in each bite, the resilience of a people adapting to nature's extremes and changing times. Culinary experiences here become bridges to understanding the island's soul, blending ancient roots with modern ethics. What's the most unexpected or meaningful dish you've ever savored? How can food open windows to a culture's history and value? How does sharing a meal transform your connection to a place and its people? This travel documentary encourages you to explore the deep narratives simmering behind every recipe.